Hello and welcome to Wycombe High TV News. I'm Bethany in Year 8.
And I'm Saskia, also in Year 8. The Wycombe High headlines this week. We will remember them. We've got the highlights from yesterday's Remembrance Day Ceremony.
Best in Britain, we talked to Lahari about winning an elite engineering scholarship.
Plus, Year 10's Bethany stars in this week's Highly Talented, our series showcasing musically gifted students.
But first, yesterday, all the students and staff gathered on the school field for Remembrance Day, the first one with the entire school present for 2 years. Here's what happened.
Let us remember those who have died for their country in war. Those whom we knew and those whose memories are treasured. And all who have lived and died in the service of others.
If I should die, think only this of me. There's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, a body of England's, breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by the sons of home. And think this heart, all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less give somewhere back the thoughts of England given, her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day, and laughter learnt of friends, and gentleness, in hearts at peace, under an English heaven.
Lead us from death to life, from falsehood to truth. Lead us from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead us from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today.
For Wycombe High students, Poppy Day remains one of the most important dates on the school calendar. Our reporters, Amelia and Alicia in Year 7, have been to find out why.
Hi, my name is Alicia.
And my name's Amelia.
And today we're going to be talking about what Wycombe High students think about Remembrance Day.
What do you think about Remembrance Day and how it's celebrated in Wycombe High School?
I think it's a good way to remember people that died in the war.
So, what do you think about Remembrance Day?
I think it's great. It's a time to look back and thank all those people who fought in the war for us.
Do you think Remembrance Day is just as relevant as it was back then?
I think it is because these days people are dying of COVID, just like how in the past they were dying because of the war.
I think that it's a really good thing that we have Remembrance Day in Britain because it's a good way for us to remember the people who fought in the World War.
So this is what students think about Remembrance Day.
And how it's celebrated in Wycombe High.
To underline the importance of Poppy Day, students have been writing their own poetry of remembrance and raising money for the Royal British Legion. If you would like to show your support, then you can do so via the school's Just Giving page. The link is on your screen now. Meanwhile, the school students' artists have been marking Remembrance Day with their own special works of art. Here's a flavour of the amazing creations they have produced.
Stunning. Now this week, in the world of politics, allegations of sleaze have unfortunately resurfaced and have featured in recent headlines. Our chief reporter, Cordelia, has been finding out what Wycombe High students think in the wake of Owen Paterson's resignation.
Hi, so for those of you that have not been following what's going on with Owen Paterson, what happened was the Commissioner for Parliamentary Standards found that he had broken the MP lobbying rules and so suggested that he should be suspended from the Commons for 30 days. MPs are supposed to lobby on behalf of their constituents, but the Commissioner found that Owen Paterson was raising issues with the government on behalf of a company that was paying him, which breaks the lobbying rules. Paterson said that he was acting in the public interest and criticised how this investigation took place. This led to a debate and a vote in the House of Commons over whether the regulations should be changed, and this passed with a small majority. However, there was then a significant backlash from Conservative backbenchers and opposition parties, and so the government have now said that they won't change these regulations without cross-party support, and Owen Paterson has now resigned. All of these events have led to a bit of a debate about whether MPs should act in this way, how they should conduct themselves, and about the public perception of the government's actions. So I asked a few sixth formers what they thought about these events.
I think Owen Paterson's lobbying will have a huge impact on the government and the Conservative Party, because this sleaze, as it is shown by the media, combined with the rising gas prices, the rising fuel prices, the rising cost of living, everything combined will create a bad impression of Boris Johnson's government and the Conservative Party overall, especially when Boris Johnson whipped the whole of the Conservative Party to vote for it, and only a dozen or so Conservative MPs voted against these rule changes. But it isn't a partisan issue. There was issues with New Labour, with the Cash for Honours and Bernie Ecclestone's £1 million for F1. So it's not a partisan thing where only the Conservative Party lobby and the Labour Party is much better than the Conservative Party. It's a wide-ranging issue that needs to be tackled.
Well, I think it's important to note that this isn't a unique issue to the Conservatives, and it certainly isn't a new one. And the idea of this being a storm in the teacup is pretty accurate, because lobbying, it's nothing new. But what is new and what is pertinent about this specific issue is this sort of loophole policy that the Conservatives seem to be pursuing. And the electorate are negatively reacting to this. You see that in the graffiti, the social media. Well, how reliable that is, we'll have to see. But nevertheless, no matter how much the electorate seems to be having an uproar against this, Tory majority is huge, and it's too early to tell how they'll do in the next election.
Considering the fact that about a quarter of Conservative MPs have second jobs on the side, not all of which are like lobbying related, some of them are just professions like being a lawyer on the side, but it kind of suggests that this is a problem that isn't necessarily a storm in a teacup and is more widespread and just covert.
Cordelia in Year 13 reporting. Also in the news this week, Lahari in Year 12, who has won a prestigious Arkwright Engineering Scholarship, the most esteemed scholarship of its kind. Kunjal in Year 12 takes up the story.
Hi, I'm Kunjal, and we're here to speak with Lahari about winning her prestigious Arkwright Engineering Scholarship. So Lahari, congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you.
So tell us more about your Arkwright Engineering Scholarship.
So the Arkwright Engineering Scholarship is one of the most prestigious engineering scholarships in the UK, and it's for A-level students who want to pursue engineering further, so it helps them continue or start their career in engineering beyond A-levels.
And what did you have to do to apply for this scholarship?
So around last year at this time, I had to start thinking about my application, which was just why I like engineering, what I would like to do in the future, and questions like that. I also had to submit a project that I was doing at that point, and I chose my graphics NEA. So I submitted that, and then at about March, I was called for an interview, and we talked about the projects that I'd completed outside of school, so the electronics projects like Micromouse and things, and after that it took like a couple of months, and eventually they got back to me and said that I got it.
And you must have been absolutely delighted.
Yeah, so the day I found out that I got the scholarship, we were at Thorpe Park for the Year 12 trip, and we were all standing in line, and the ride malfunctioned, and I didn't know that, so I was jumping up and down, really, really happy, while everyone was stuck on a ride, so that was an interesting experience, but it was definitely great.
And how would winning this engineering scholarship help you in the future?
Well, I want to be an aerospace engineer, so the scholarship gives me £600 that I can spend on to further my passions, and it also gives the school £400 to buy any equipment or help deliver STEM sessions. As well as this, I'm invited to exclusive networking events and work experiences so that when I leave university, I'm able to use my connections to help me secure a job in the future.
Lahari, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing. Huge congratulations to Lahari. Another talented student is India in Year 10, who has set up and runs not just one business, but 3. Here's her story.
Hi, I'm Aliyah, and here with me today is India, who has a very unusual hidden hobby. So India, what is this hidden hobby of yours?
Well, it's not a hobby to say, but I have 3 businesses and another in the works.
Wow, that's impressive. What are they?
Well, first there's Raspberry Ribbon, where I sell badges and other trinkets on Etsy. Then there's Athena, where I sell affordable jewellery and gifts on Etsy and on my website, shopathena.co.uk. The third is eBay, where I buy and resell mostly technology, but I also sell NFTs, and I have another in the works.
What's an NFT?
Well, it's a non-fungible token, which is basically just a digital item.
You said you had another business in the works. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, it's basically an app that teaches young people to reach their ambitions by giving them resources. I just need to finish redesigning the UI.
Just out of interest, who inspires you?
Mainly Gary Vee, but also people like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, thanks for sharing. That's India's hidden hobby.
And we'll be bringing you more reports of students and their unusual hobbies in the coming weeks. And talking of the amazingly gifted, we'll leave you with the latest in our series, Highly Talented, which showcases the performing talents of Wycombe High students. This week's TV treat is Year 10 student Bethany playing Changing Times by Heather Hammond. The video was produced and directed by Dea in Year 9.
Have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Goodbye.